You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Friday, December 9th. Good morning, Powers.
Good morning, Beef.
And good morning, Tucson. Thank you guys for tuning into the show. We're jam-packed this morning on a Friday. It's going to be a good one. We're going to have special guests in studio later on. Some YouTubers making a lot of noise who are going to be joining us at the TCC this weekend for your Tucson Roadrunners. Big weekend for the Tucson Roadrunners night. Is holiday night. Santa's going to be out there in full effect, so bring the kids, get pictures with Santa, while tons of giveaways, and afterwards they're playing the movie Elf on the big screen.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, for free for everybody to stick around after the game. And then on Saturday is one of the biggest nights of the year on Roadrunners. It's Teddy Bear Toss Night, and if you've never seen a Teddy Toss, it is a miracle. It's a beautiful sight. What happens is everybody goes to the arena, brings an over teddy bear, right? Waiting for the Roadrunners to score. As soon as the Roadrunners score their first goal, then teddy bears start raining down. All everyone throws their teddy bears, and you're talking hundreds of teddy bears just flying through the air, and it's so cool just watching that. And then the best part about it, all those teddy get scooped up, thrown in the back of a truck, and then they're donated to a charity for children to have, a nice little teddy bear with a little bit of blood on it, a little bit of spit on it, but
a tooth.
Yes, and this Saturday Teddy Bear Toss game, we're gonna have On the Bench, which are two Canadian influencers, YouTube, social media entertainers, and they're hilarious boys who put together hockey-related content, and they're down as special guests. We're going to be co-hosting the game with me on Saturday. We're going to have them in studio a little bit later on to get to meet Jacob and Olly because they're just characters, man. It's super fun. And immediately, I'm a fan of Canadian comedies like Trailer Park Boys.
Mm-hmm.
I channel my inner Ricky on a daily basis. Letterkenny is a fantastic show. And, that's where I got the lingo. That's why when I pass the hockey players in the hallway, I'm like, what's up, boys? That's my Canadian. Shout out to Letterkenny for letting me know about that.
Heck yeah.
Even when I reached out to Jacob and Olly, was like, hey, boys.
That's right.
Now, I don't know these men. And in certain parts of the United States, you say, hey, boys, you got a problem right off the bat. But go north of the border, that's one of those kind of endearing terms where just like, yeah, hey, boys.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for them to message back and just like, how you doing, boys? And they do it plural, right? I'm just a singular boy, right? But in Canadian slang, boys,
that's right.
Within all right, because we can't confuse it with our gangster rap culture as well.
Yeah.
So, but either way, they're gonna be in. We'll have fun with them, and I have a bunch of tickets to give away for the games that I mentioned, and also concerts that are coming up. So. Here's what we're listening for today. If you're listening for not just a laugh, but a hookup. Well, we have gift certificates to give away. Catalina Craft Pizza. Going to hook that up for sure. Also, has some gift certificate squares that'll be given away just spring throughout the morning. I also have a $50 gift certificate to Craft Republic Bar and Grill right up there on the north side, next to Foothills Mall.
Nice. I
have tickets, of course, for the Roadrunners and Red Hot Chili Peppers tickets. Use that Nintendo Switch, and you're listening for another Metallica ticket. So that is everything lined up.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. And it's fitting that tonight is the holiday game. Kids feel like be here. Just gonna have the goodies. Whether you want to win it for yourself and treat yourself, because maybe you have family members that love you, don't want to buy you anything, or they suggest that we just put money in the charity for Christmas instead of exchanging Well, this is a good get a gift for yourself, or if you're on a tight budget, and I know some of you are, and present company included, you win this gift in 2022. Did you know this?
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, gift repurposed and reusable goods is a trend. An app or buying Christmas that are used. It's like going to the used sports goods store, getting that old baseball mitt. Sometimes the old ones are bad. But these are either refurbished or just recycled, reused, and then re-gift. So don't be surprised if you open something up on a price tag on it because originally was on it 10 years prior.
Yeah, and you can't return it prime. It's in the bottom right corner.
Yes. That's a trend this year, and that's just where we're at as a society with being are. But we turn those negatives into positives. Be like, hey, we know that food is more expensive. We know that your budget is a little smaller this year. That's why we want to hook you the F up, and we'll do so right now.
Oh,
yeah, 600 KFMA, 605-362. Caller number 10 will get a $20 gift certificate to Squared Up Pizza located in the Park Place Mall, so you can get yourself some lunch today. It's delicious pizza. They got the cup pepperoni. They got the mini calzones. They got the garlic knots. They do it right. Square, please. 600 KFMA, 536. All right, we are live on the podcast broadcast. How is the internet sounding? Are we sounding good? Give me a heads up. I got to play this little tease real quick. Baby. Yes, youtube.com/beefvegan or any of our social media pages there. You will hear unedited conversation, and we have a lot of things to get to. Also, we'll have our conversation with Jacob and Olly from On the Bench. That was hilarious. Todd Marley will be popping in, and I still have that keyword to give away for those Metallica tickets. Yeah, I forgot about that. But I will share with you this hour, all that more, just reasons for you to stick around. Here's Rage Against the Machine, Bulls on Parade. It's Rock 102.1's podcast broadcast. YouTube.com/beefvegan. Let's go. All right, there you go. All right, and we're clear. So yeah, we're sounding better now. It's the replays that is bad, laggy at first, which is shitty because I do have a 20-minute clip that I do want to share with you because we had a great conversation with On the Bench. On the Bench, two dudes, two bros that have been putting together YouTube clips and content for about 5 years. Went viral several times. I got about 167,000 subscribers. They're flown down here by Flair Airlines, which is a Canadian airline service that is doing direct flights to Tucson. So it's a big deal and a big promotion. So they brought them down as part of the promotion, and they're doing something with the Tucson Roadrunners. So I was like, shit, well, let's get them on. We got to meet these guys. These are like-minded people. We could create some beautiful content together. And they were full-blown, they were just themselves. They were full-blown in character and hilarious all the way through. And if you heard the FM side, that was just a small example of some of the fun that we had with them. So it was really cool. There is a game tonight, Nick. It's the holiday game, which is happening. Santa will be there. There'll be the tons of goodies that will be given away throughout the game. It's a very busy weekend for me as part of the Roadrunners. These are the two games out of the season, and then I think there's one other game. Oh, the year-end game. That it just like run. I'm gonna burn some calories tonight, which is good. But we're always excited for these two games. So it's tonight and it's tomorrow. So I hope you guys got your tickets, or you could just score them. I think I gave out all my tickets for today. So how you doing, Powers?
I'm excited for the teddy bear toss tomorrow because I think I am going to go. And hanging out with those guys was really fun.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe just because, and maybe this is more behind the scenes talk, but we're here. Should we post that one separately since it's 20 minutes? I think you probably should. You probably get more views on it.
No, I'm 100% posting that as its own interview and tag it up all properly. Sweet. But I want to show it with my podcast broadcasters because it was
fun and it was really fun.
Yeah, and it will be uploaded to our Spotify and stuff in itself. And yeah, but the interview itself will be, you can watch that just by itself, and I'll upload it later on today. A lot of stuff we're doing, right? But yeah, it was good. And I'm going to do the hashtags and all that shit. And, you know,
Hell
what we're
yeah.
doing. So as part of the goal 2023, we're already off to an early start because again, you don't want to start 2023 goals in January. You want to get a head start of that shit. A lot of people obviously go new year, new me, and they want to accomplish things. And I hope that they have a vision board or at least different goals that they want to accomplish each calendar year. And I am one of those people. I always like to kind of plan out in advance. What do I really want to achieve and how can I get there? And we started it a week ago with Chris Motionless, and it's only the beginning. And I warned Razor and Mac. I said, okay, you know what? Since you guys weren't helping me out at all in getting any of these interviews, just know that I am going to aggressively go after all of these publicists, all of these labels to get all of the conversations and interviews and connections and in-studio guests that I can without you. And you can't say anything about it. You can't say you can't have them on because fuck that. You're not giving me anybody. So don't tell me who I can't have on if you're not going to tell me who I can have on.
Well, have they done anything? Have they even worried about someone you can't have on? I don't.
At the beginning, we're at the
Local
point.
people, they would say, right?
Exactly. We're at the point, and local people was a big issue with them. I'm like, okay, cool. Give me some national people. Oh, Razor got to have that. Okay, whatever. So, we're at the point now. Luckily, the show's been in cruise control. Things have been going well enough to where I'm not getting that kind of grief, but not getting kind of help because they're just busy. I know it's nothing personal. You know what I mean? I have a good relationship, but, it's like, okay, fine. If you're too busy and one person that has the connections wants to take them for themselves, I get it. I get it to a certain extent. If I was in that position, I'd be a little more giving, but I'm not in that position. So I'm like, fine, get out of the way. It's time to take over and continue our goal of thinking global but acting local. And that's an expression that was shared with me years ago that stuck with me, obviously. And that's kind of what you want to do when you're entertaining. You want to think like global reach, but you really want to look at your resources around you. Right. And be like, how can we make what we have in our very own backyard something appealing on a grander scale? Right. But enough business talk. Right. I did send an email to the Todd Marley. So once he bops on the stream, hopefully he'll see that he's got that email because I know that he sent me something hilarious earlier. And speaking of which, I do want to share this. It's not Beast retweets, but last night was the Streamies.
Okay.
Do you know what these are?
I imagine there's some sort of streaming awards.
Yes, you imagine correctly. It's kind of like the Webbies.
Okay.
Let's see exactly what it is. I'm pulling up my profile now, and I want to call it. It's not the StreamYard Awards because
That's just
this.
that.
Yeah. And you're watching. So the stream or the Steam Deck. No, Steam Deck is what was given away. Okay. So it was trending last night. I forget what it was. So anyway, it's an annual thing. It's like the Streamies. What would you say, JJ? Give me the answer. But it was an annual award show to honor, basically people like us. Even though we're newbies to the game compared to everyone else, online content creators.
Okay.
In all various forms, whether it's a Twitch streamer and the best Twitch streams and various forms of that, or interviewer that has a YouTube channel like Ariel Huwani, who covers MMA and WWE and has done so for about 15 years or almost 20 years. Won best MMA reporter 13 years in a row. So last night was his 13th year in a row that he won that. This is a big deal. He showed up in a tux. Everyone else was tuxed out. So I want to say it's Streamies or something like that, but a big award show happened last night. It was online. You probably saw it if you went online, whether you were streaming on YouTube or I saw it on Twitter, and it was probably a Twitch thing, the Twitchies. But it's an annual award, and they kicked off the show in grand style. So here's what's cool about award shows when it's a streaming type of award show is that you can comment along. Right? They utilize the technology and they know this. So what they did to make themselves different and set them apart from, say, the Emmys or the Golden Globes is that they were giving out things throughout the entire broadcast. Hey, if you comment here, comment along while you're watching, you're eligible to win this Stream Deck, right? And what's a Stream Deck?
So Stream Deck is like a tool. It's almost like a big keyboard or remote control for when you're doing streaming. Like you see the stuff you do around here when you push it, but you can set stuff to be like, now this is one button.
Oh.
And then now this sets up a different thing. So you can really launch a bunch of stuff off. When you're doing Twitch, it will be things like there's a raid, so you want to make sound effects happen. There's a this, you want to make that, such a switch between cameras.
I should have been, I should have entered this because I need one of those stream decks. And hell, I should have even changed my screen name. Even though Beef Vegan is a good screen name, gets a couple chuckles, but they don't understand there's a real man behind that screen name. The first winner of the night for the streaming awards last night was shown up on the screen just as the first award winner was giving his acceptance speech. Right. And which is nothing odd. Right. And so congratulations, you just won a stream deck. But it quickly went viral because
what was their name?
Exactly. Because this is the internet. So what do you think the name may be? It went viral because they said, congratulations, MILF Hunter, artist Steam Deck winner. Check your email. All right. So, and then you see comments underneath it, like Fireblaze said, he deserves it.
He does deserve. MILF Hunter worked real hard.
Yes. So MILF Hunter was the winner and immediately set it ablaze. It happened literally as this man who I'm showing on the podcast broadcast stream is accepting his award. You saw it at the bottom of the stream as you're doing this. So congratulations, MILF Hunter, our latest Steam Deck. And
also the original MILF Hunter, not MILF Hunter 6969 or MILF Hunter 420.
It was the original MILF Hunter.
Wow.
And if you're watching along with the Big Invers podcast, I'm showing a picture of who I consider the original MILF Hunter. And I know this for a fact because I've told this story before. MILF Hunter is an actual person. He's an actual porn star. And yes, and I've actually accidentally gave this man probably like $800. And it was one of those trial periods. So get 3 days for free. Just remember to cancel. And of course, after you spank it, you forget to cancel. And then I was, unbeknownst to me, paying a monthly subscription of $49.99 for like 18 months.
Oh my God.
Yes. And when I finally figured it out, and I wasn't accessing the porn the entire time. So if you did the math, it was like $500 per O. It was rough. It was so rough. But this on the podcast broadcast stream is the MILF Hunter that I'm thinking of. And, hats off to you, my friend. You probably died of AIDS or something, but you did good work while you were around. So, but that was trending. So if you saw MILF Hunter trending on Twitter last night, that was the reason why. It was fantastic. We're going to keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. And we'll give you the keyword to the Metallica tickets coming up next. Yes.
What's wrong with you?
Well, he did probably die of AIDS. He was a porn star in Miami. They all eventually
in Miami.
Succumb to the virus.
Good Lord.
While I'm on my Twitter page, and yes, the quote unquote MILF Hunter, he's fantastic. He puts in good work.
Oh my God.
We'll do that a little bit. There's a video game I want to share. But this TMZ Tucson. Shout out to TMZ Tucson. Check this out. This is going viral on TMZ Tucson. You ever have DoorDash and you have them leave it at the front door?
Sure.
Yeah, and you've had your food there. And if you're living in a house, that's a decent thing. But, somebody to do that in an apartment complex is kind of sketch. And this is what happened. So TMZ Tucson posted this. So somebody had a Ring doorbell camera on their door at the apartment complex, got DoorDash there. Then their upstairs neighbors came down. Watch it. They come. I'm gonna mute this. All right, come down. They see the food and they know there's a Ring. So these upstairs neighbors thought we wouldn't know who took our late night DoorDash order. We know who you are. Say hi to TikTok. Okay. So you see their faces. They walk down. They look at that Ring camera. Right. Then they walk around the corner. Okay. But the guy's like, oh, but I'm hungry. Should I? But I'm hungry. Right. Then walks around the corner. Now look at this. All they did was put their hoodies over their faces in the same fucking outfits, dude. The same outfits.
Like she's even staring and looking at it.
Yeah. So they know there's a Ring cam right there. They know they're being filmed. She covers up her eyes. She's covering up her eyes so they don't see her. Peekaboo. That's like a game of peekaboo with a toddler.
Yeah.
Right. Where'd I go? Oh, lift your hand. I'm right here this whole time.
He's even wearing like this designer pattern jacket.
You can't get dumber than this. And I hope you guys listen to the show. And if you do, thank you for listening. But goddamn, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Most crimes, even like, knocking over a Circle K or something, there are thought of at the moment. They're not planned.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why stupid stuff like this happens.
I get it. I understand. And you're hungry. And look, food is expensive and all that, right? You got plenty of reasons why you could justify stealing, but and stealing food is not the worst thing in the world. I'll be honest with you. If you're starving, I don't think you're starving. I think they were just stoned. But knowing so and it's your neighbors, I mean, that's an awkward interaction when you walk by the hallway, dude. And that's a simple pound on the door. They caught him red-handed.
Yeah.
Red-handed, and TMZ Tucson was very quick to repost that. So that was right here in our very own backyard. Very fun. All right, and while we're at it, I want to show you a video game that you're gonna fucking love. Okay, Hellboy just announced that they're doing a video game. Did you see it?
No.
You see the trailer? Now the thing about the Hellboy trailer is that it's like you're playing a comic. So it's not like realistic art like you're playing the movie. Check out the graphics on this. This is the game. So you're literally inside the comic book of Hellboy, playing as Hellboy, and it's just beautiful animation that you're seeing here. And I'm like all about this. It's going to be on all the consoles and PC, but this looks like a really fun game and a good story. And the voice acting in it is spot on. Let's see.
Fire and stared out into the dark. You created us to step.
Look at that. Listen now.
What are you?
Me? I'm mad.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Doesn't that look cool? Would you play that?
Yeah.
All right. So
that is Mike Mignola. Looks like his art. That's like a famous artist. It looks like his style too.
nice. You said great slideshow. What happened? Your computer cannot stream and play videos. Shit.
Yeah, it is. It's I'm only getting it little chunks of it. So,
God damn it. Well, then that's gonna suck for doing anything really. Back with the potato PC. Well, I apologize, guys, and I do want to share this video that I did with the On the Bench boys, which are fantastic. It was a very fun in studio conversation with them. And I am actually going to attempt it, but I will tell you this, stick around. If it starts getting choppy, I will jump right back on there. But you guys got to see this because Jacob and Olly are hilarious. Again, they are, I guess, Canadian social influencers in a way because they put together hilarious content and compete against each other. And you need to meet them. So here's your introduction.
best athletes in the world.
Well, that's right. You can still hear me, and that's fine.
I don't want to wreck my hair.
Okay. So, I mean, what are you only doing the bottom of your hair? On the podcast broadcast? Aligning us is On the Bench with Jacob and Olly. Am I saying that correctly? Olly.
Spelled different.
Yeah. So you spell it Olly? Yeah. And Jacob and Olly are influencers, and I guess that's the title, the technical title that you guys are out. Would you be influencers, content creators, or just best friends of each other all the time?
Well, basically, we're just natural. He's best, we're super humble. So
Yeah. I could sense the humble.
yeah, we don't really fit into those other categories because not like nerds like that. We just rip
We're just
like sports.
Insane at sports.
Yeah.
You guys are in sports. They're on the bench. On the bench game with me. They made their way from Canada. Then you might have recognized them on social media because they have about 167,000 subscribers on YouTube. They're all over Facebook, Instagram, you name it. We're talking about their channel and two best friends who are very humble, fantastic, best athletes in the world that play, A-level hockey in their kitchen against each other. With some pretty, these are pretty exciting games. First, what part of Canada is?
Calgary, Alberta, Wild West.
Okay, yeah. So, what was that flight like? How long did it take you to fly down to Tucson? And is this your first time?
First, it was a 3.5 hour quick Flair Airlines just ripping us down.
Yeah. Inflation. All right, all right. Well, I'm going to upload that entire video and interview to our channel on youtube.com/beefvegan. It's ridiculous. And yes, I have to see the engineer, and I'm tired of bitching. I started the show off of bitching. I'm not going to continue it. But you know, I'm biting my tongue because this is okay, you know what? I'm going to bitch.
No, let me make it let's not bitch yet. You want to not bitch? Remember, I have some content.
No, and we're doing that on air. Okay, so
no, different content.
Okay,
let's make fun of me.
Oh, I acknowledge your daddy, the
Yes.
Roman Reigns shirt?
Yes.
No, I'm not even in the mood to make fun of you. That's how you know I'm in a bad mood if I don't even want to make fun of you.
I know. Don't kill your mood. Because who made fun of me? We were going to go to the Bookman's thing and meet Black Veil Brides the other day.
Okay, yeah. So Powers went to go see the in-store performance at Bookman's by Black Veil Brides, which was the last second impromptu thing. I think people in the station knew about this ahead of time, but it was really dropped upon all of us very last minute. And it was a good way to just kind of get the hardcore fans and not overrun Bookman's. But Powers is right around the corner from that Bookman's location. So you went out there, and what happened?
Yeah, literally go out there. Now, he hadn't seen this shirt. I've been waiting to show him this shirt for a while, right? So I was like, I'll wear that shirt. So I'll show up, go to Bookman's, right? Bump into him, have a good time, see these people. Walk into Bookman's, they're already doing their thing. So they're playing a set, right? And I'm like, okay, there's Razor. Okay, this and that, text you, see if you're there yet. So then I lean over to like just tap Razor. Okay. They wrap up their song. And then the dude's like, hey, nice hat. And I'm wearing like gold hat, right?
Yeah.
I don't hear him. I'm paying attention to Razor. He goes like, hey, man. Hey, acknowledge me. Acknowledge your daddy. Hey, acknowledge your daddy. All right. And then everyone starts looking at me and they're like, and I'm like, what? Huh? Oh. And it's very rare that I'm caught off guard, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
And you're wearing that shirt?
Yeah, because
that was just a couple days ago. Did you wash this yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And I only wore it for like an hour.
Okay.
Because I was just doing to make a joke. I was saving to show you.
Yeah.
So I acknowledged him, once this guy, then I pointed at him. And then was just like, he asked me a question. I'm like, I got nothing.
Yeah.
So rare am I like an NPC in someone else's life, right? Where I'm just like, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm going to say nothing. I'll just keep making a face. Please start playing a song again, sir. It was so embarrassing.
And he's like, oh, you're on the radio. That's good. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I didn't want to say none of that. So it was pretty embarrassing. Great fun time to be embarrassed. Then he's also like, by the way, I don't want anyone to think I'm just shouting, acknowledge your daddy to people in a crowd. So please point out that's a shirt.
Yeah.
I'm yelling at a man's shirt.
Yeah, that's
so it was pretty funny. Then he did like my shoes and I was off.
Okay, well, that's good. Yeah, I'm sure he didn't even realize it was a Roman Reigns shirt.
No, nope.
Yeah, too busy being a rock star and a beautiful person. Like, he's a good looking dude.
A funny guy too.
Yeah, was he funny?
Yeah.
Even when he's making fun of
funny.
you could still laugh at the jokes?
Yep.
Was it nervous laughter because he was making fun of you in front of a room full of strangers?
Yeah, like I said, I didn't know. It's so rare.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, let me not. Because I also did think of like 3 jokes. And I'm like, no one cares. Just
right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. That was funny.
Yeah, nice. All right. And then that wasn't the only confrontation that you got at Bookman's, because then the Jersey Mike's dude accost you.
Yes. So then listen to this. Okay. So remember back in the day, like first thing we did with the chart with the brackets.
Yeah, it was a while ago. It was at least over 6 months. It was about 6 months ago.
I think it was a year ago.
I think
the
it was
first
May.
bracket that we did
Was the sandwich bracket.
Yes.
Yeah, it could have been January. Sure.
Right. So we did the sandwich bracket. Okay. And we all know that you love
Jersey Mike's.
Love
it. Hands down. Ate it yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And I was being, a bit of a pain. And I say, Subway's not that bad. We know how much he hates Subway. Okay.
Yeah.
So this dude comes up to me and he goes like, hey, didn't you used to own Constant Con? Right. He knows I used to own the business that I had back in the day. And I'm like, yeah. He goes, yeah, I hear you on the morning sometimes. He goes, when you and Beef were doing that food thing, he goes, what was up? Who said they like Subway? And I'm like, yeah, that was me. And he's like, yeah, I thought that was you. He's like, yeah, F you. I work at
Jersey Mike's.
I work at Jersey Mike's. So yeah, F you. You Stone Consacon walks away.
That's funny. He literally took offense to that.
It was hilarious. And then, like I said, didn't you own that business? Yeah.
Yeah.
And leaves.
That's too funny.
I was like, oh,
He's
man.
like, it went out of business because you ate Subway, bitch. because your terrible tasting sub sandwiches led you running out of business.
It was. I got twice at that Bookman's.
Wow,
I got
man.
got.
I should have been there. I'm sorry. I was on my way, and then I had a bunch of phone calls to put out fires. For whatever reason, I had a bunch of rescibility put on my plate for nothing.
This place is
Hey,
ridiculous.
Congos. First off, and I think you guys are eating meat again. I hope you are, and I don't know which brother is saying this, but shitty food. Eat a Jersey Mike sandwich and say shitty again, because I think not. Even the vegetarian sandwich, which is all vegetables, if you get it Mike's way with the juice, you're gonna enjoy it. The juice is almost as good as Danny Congo's salad dressing. Which is actually fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
So this lemon olive oil thing. So shout out. You take it over Thanksgiving food. And see, which brother am I talking to? And I will send you an email to join us on the stream because it's Friday, with our internet all shitty. I might as well.
We can't play videos.
Yeah. Plus, because I got a lot of things going on. If it's Johnny, Jesse, Danny, or the good looking one, Dylan.
God damn.
No, they're all good looking, right? But they all know that Dylan's the model of the bunch. So I just got a text from Shane from Tucson Foodie too. Johnny, I'm gonna send you this email so you can join us real quick because I know you got a lot of things going on. Plus, I want his name. I'll look it up in my Instagram, but Leopold, because they just did a remix for Leopold, and the fiction was initially Leopold's name, and Daniel is his name. And he kind of switched directions. He's got this kind of like a new vibe, and it's kind of like a throwback 80s vibe. I dig it a lot. And I will definitely have Daniel on the broadcast as well. I'm sending it to your Tokalishi email. But Johnny and the Boys remix one of the singles because Daniel's originally from Austin, Texas, living out in Austin, Texas, and they're living in Austin as well. Also, I got Todd Marley joining the stream, and hopefully our internet's okay there. How you doing, Todd?
I'm doing fantastic. Yeah, it's not your internet. Your internet's fine. Your computer is a potato.
Okay, yeah. So I just need to get a new computer.
Because I'm here fine in glorious high definition coming through from North Tucson. So
right, yeah, I know you're good.
This thing's like a Flintstones computer where you got to check in and see if the bird in there is still running on a wheel.
I'm infuriated too.
He died.
I'll tell you why. Because Powers was just informed that the company is getting fully behind video podcasting now through the entire company, right? Basically doing what we've been doing for a couple of years. And they're going to invest in these cameras and stuff, which is great. But the problem is that just puts me back at the end of the line again, and I know that's going to be the case. And that's what I'm going to have to wait for. So Rock 102.1 KFMA, welcome back to the broadcast, just a bitching. But Todd, I got Todd Marley on the stream. I'm going to put you backstage because that email you sent me, I want you to pop up. We're going to talk about that. But there are things happening this weekend, and I got Powers giving us the word on the street. So get your list together, Powers, because we'll start off with the teddy bear toss. Of course, we've been hyping that all morning long, but there's going to be 2 games happening at the Tucson Roadrunners this weekend, Friday night and Saturday night. And they're both these huge annual family events, right? The first night is the holiday party, which is going down tonight. Tons of giveaways. Santa Claus will be there, so bring the kids. Tomorrow night it's
the teddy bear toss. It's the biggest hockey night of the year.
It is. It really is. And if you haven't seen like 1,000 teddy bears all fly through the sky onto the ice at one time, it's really a magical experience. The closest thing Tucson will get to snow falling. It is.
And all the bears get scooped up. They're donated to kids in need. So that's amazing to see. But it is something to see. It's something to record. Again, if you want to go out and have something to post on social media, go to the teddy bear toss. All your friends will be in envy of the videos that you take.
Hell yeah. So what else is going on this weekend that we could entertain ourselves with?
So it's fun because the thing about this weekend is you basically get to leave the house, start taking a walk, and you don't got to stop walking. Right?
Really?
Yeah. You got, obviously, it's the 4th Avenue Winter Festival.
Oh, snap. That's this weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, so be careful of the parking on 4th, man. And if you live in Midtown, but it's worth it. That's going to be a good time, dude.
Yes.
4th Annual Winter Festival.
Yes.
It's only the 4th?
No, it's the 4th Avenue.
4th Avenue.
Winter Festival.
Oh,
they
yeah,
do
yeah.
all the time. I'm not sure what number they're up to, but they've been doing it for a few decades now.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
That's
so go out, see all those vendors, lots of vendors, artists. Don't forget that this street fair that we have here is voted and one of the best street fairs in the nation. Artists from California, artists from all over the country come and sell original art, fun things like that. Lots of locals too.
honestly, this is a great way to kind of get yourself like a unique, thoughtful holiday gift to one of your loved ones to go down that and plus eat a bunch of fair food
Yep.
and drink openly. Oh,
Yep.
sign me the F up.
Then just keep on walking through the tunnel because it's still second Saturday. So you can go
Okay.
on second Saturday. There's plenty of stuff going on downtown. They always have live music, free music. Keep on walking. That's always taking place around Scott, right? Congress and Scott.
Right.
Then you hang out there for a while. Keep on walking to the TCC
Yeah.
because at the TCC before the Roadrunners, there's the Dirty Tea Flea. So that's going to be happening at the Tucson Expo Center. That is almost like if you like Christmas, but you really like Jack Skellington's version of Christmas. That's what the Dirty Tea Flea is. It's
What do
a
you
punk
mean?
rock
The-
flea market.
Oh, it's a punk rock flea market. The
Yes.
Dirty Tea Flea at
Yeah.
the Expo Center, huh?
Yeah. So Windwear Co. is a local store. They do a lot of oddity stuff, odd market stuff. So you're going to find a lot of fun goth things, a lot of more dark Krampus things. So you want a picture with Santa Claus, go to that game at the hockey game on Friday. If you want a picture with Krampus, the evil, horrible thing that steals children at Christmas, well, go hang out at the Dirty Tea Flea.
Okay.
Yeah, then
Nice.
you're already down at the TCC. Go to that hockey game, right? Maybe bring some teddy bears along, of course, to
Yeah.
throw to the teddy bear toss. That's what you're going to want to do maybe Saturday, Sunday. You can unwind. But tonight, there's a big event in town.
Oh, yeah. What's happening tonight?
Why? It's Lenny Mental's birthday bash. Do you know Lenny Mental?
No, but is he a local legend?
He is a local legend, the lead singer of the Besmirchers, punk rock legend. And it's his birthday, and they're going to be celebrating it at 191 Tool.
Oh, nice. So you know they're going to pack out 191 Tool for that.
Heck yeah.
Amazing. Well, that's an entire list of things that keep you entertained and get you a leg up on your holiday shopping, all happening this weekend. Thank you for the rundown, Powers. We're going to keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. Joining us will be Todd Marley and Johnny Congos from the band Congos, and then we'll be back after Puddle of Mud. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear. Excellent job. A little fast.
Again,
but
always
I know.
fast with the excitement.
I know. Sometimes you can't be too excited.
I'll
Yeah.
literally tell myself all week, oh, yeah, you got to slow that down.
Yes.
And it's like, hey, go into the thing.
All right, please welcome to the stream a couple people. First off, Johnny Congos, welcome back to the podcast.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
I thought we got suddenly much more musical.
I'm here.
Oh fuck yes! I don't even need my bed music. I got live bed music from a platinum award winning producer, mind you. This platinum award winning producer Johnny Congos on the podcast broadcast, platinum certified. Sorry, I see it.
What's up, man?
How you doing?
How you doing?
Good, dude. Are you wearing your Christmas like ugly sweater already, or is that just a regular sweater?
You think this is ugly? I think it's beautiful. This is, you know, I don't think you ever met Dylan's wife. Well, you may not even met her as a girlfriend, but his wife now. She did this painting up on my wall. You probably can't see it. There. That's.
I love your setup, dude. See, I need my engineer to just look at your fucking setup because
And
seriously,
I'm
you're
just
in
sick
like
of
8
deciding what to wear every day. So I just printed this on a hoodie or a sweater, and that's just all I wear ever. I don't care if people like it. I don't care if they do like it, don't like it. This is what I'm wearing for the next 6 months.
Awesome.
That's the platinum certified attitude, you know, that a platinum certified artist deserves and earned, which is amazing. I actually do like it. So I do take back the ugly part.
No, you can. This is my point. I'm not looking for you to like it. It is what it is. I like it. Makes me feel happy.
art.
Makes me feel like a strong, empowered, platinum certified artist.
You've been staying busy too, huh? Let me see what's going on.
Yeah, we've
tell me
been
about-
busy. Also, I feel like we haven't been busy, but when I look back, we've been doing a fair amount of shit. Oh,
Yeah.
Are we on the air or are we on this podcast?
No, we're on the podcast side, so yeah, you can say
cool.
shit. Yeah. So what's some of the shit that you've been doing?
Well, it's funny, like you know Kenny Carkeet from AWOL Nation, or formerly from AWOL Nation. So he's one of our best friends, and he's been involved in this podcast called On the Guest List. This dude out of Philly. It's kind of part of the Barstool Network. It's their music podcast. It's real small. Well, I say small, but like they've interviewed freaking Ice Cube recently. They just did Nickelback. They had, I don't know if you know NLE Choppa, that rapper.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we just I've been kind of guesting on there fairly often. Like Danny and I did some music. Like that's why I've got this whole setup and everything. Just playing background music. So we interviewed him yesterday. Just doing like weird stuff like that. That's a lot of fun. Not necessarily totally related to what we typically do, but that's it's a new world. So that plus the remix I heard you talking about, we did for Jane Leo, like obviously Leopold in the Fiction formerly.
Yes.
Really excited about that one. Like, we've done a lot of remixes, and this is like one of the ones that I actually really, really enjoy. Sometimes you remix and it's not quite your thing, but this, I don't know, it clicked nicely with.
Let's see. Are you able to play a little bit of it and pull it up? I do it on my computer, but it's a fucking potato apparently.
Yeah, I should be able to.
When did you guys realize that you guys were somewhat musical cousins through KSS?
It took me a minute for it because Danny bumped into him at a bar, met them at a bar because he was out at a bar, and you know that band Cannons?
Yes.
Yeah, so they're managed by this dude Sweet Pea who plays in Eve 6, like John. And we know them via Max Collins in that angle. So they just showed up at a bar because they were playing in town, bumped into Danny, and Jane Leo happened to be the support band. So they got to chatting, said, hey, we're in Austin now, we should do something together. And then, I saw that you were connected. Dude, who's not connected via beef, I feel like?
I mean, since we've been at this for like over a decade, there's a lot of artists that have bubbled up, and it's like, oh yeah, like there's a story from K-Flay. K-Flay is an artist, right? And I saw that she was going on tour with Mother in Canada, and I thought to myself, it just kind of daydreamed, and I was like, what if she saw his foot tattoo that has my name on it? And then I got the job down here at KFMA, and I told Schmonty, my co-host, or I was Schmonty's co-host at the time. I said, I actually know K-Flay. I had her at my house and booked a concert with her. And he's just like, yeah, but let me take the lead. Right. And then as soon as we got on the air with her, Schmonty does the spiel. Oh, Rock 102.1, and joining us on the phone is K-Flay. She's like, oh yeah. Hey, Beef, I saw Ryan's tattoo. And I'm like, oh shit, yes. It was amazing. She just completely said, fuck the interview. Let's just geek out over this real quick. And it was nice. So, yeah.
I feel like I got to get you on this podcast that we're doing. I mean, one, because you're a cool and fun dude to talk to, but also because of all those connections. They just had K-Flay on not too long ago on that podcast that I'm on. So, they're starting to get some really big guests. And I feel like you'd be a good one to get on that. I feel like I'd love to see you in the podcast format more than the radio. I know we're on the radio now, so I can't talk too much crap, but like Beef Unleashed is where it's at.
Well, I'm telling you, the things you can't tell now because I got a piece of shit computer and a piece of shit studio. But what you'll see, what I've been kind of dicking around with this hybrid podcast broadcast and some of the goals that we're gonna have. I have everything lined up to make 2023 a pretty big year to connect what I've done in the past at KWSS to what I'm doing now and make that what I want to do in the future. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited to show you.
I'm excited to see it. It's too bad that I feel like the world's going to end in 2023 because I feel the same way.
Really?
I feel very positive and like everything's starting to get my studio together. We're starting to get like the band back up and rolling. Everything's going well. And then I just feel like it's just in the back of my head always like, what is it going to be this year? Like, it's hard to get that. I'm not even negative about it. It's just more like a funny little devil sitting on my shoulder being like, yeah, you think you're ready.
Yeah.
I'm giving us till 2025.
You're going to give us till 2025?
I'm with you.
All right, yeah.
It's the next election that we won't survive. That's what'll do it.
All right. Well, I mean,
what happens in elections?
Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I mean, both of you guys are normally positive. I mean, Powers is a prince of positivity. Johnny, you're always a positive person to a certain extent. Todd is my resident troll. He's the negative one. Would you agree with their assessment that the world's going to end, or you got a positive spin on this? Because we can go all fucking chaos here today.
Oh, I mean, yeah. What degree of world is going to end is going to happen? I mean, it will end in some degree, I'm sure. Maybe,
man, all you guys are
democracy ends there. Yeah.
Oh, see,
you asked for this.
It might just be democracy that ends. That's different.
Yeah,
that's fine. That's not everything.
Dude, I think democracy might be overrated historically speaking. If we went back to some mildly benevolent kings or queens, you could argue that there were some pretty good periods during some kings and queens. There's certain groups of people that have been screwed, but there's certain groups of people being screwed currently. It's always, that seems to be a perennial thing.
We are more of an oligarchy.
Yes, well, you say mildly benevolent, but it seems like power turns. There is no mild; it always gets turned up to like wildly benevolent.
Yeah.
Rock 1 2.1. Who's this?
Hey, this is Rob. I was wondering about the Metallica ticket.
Yeah.
Do I have to sign up with an email, or are you guys going to notify me for that?
If you win,
yeah,
they're gonna get a hold of you. They'll call you back or whatever, let you know that you won, and then let you know that you're qualified for the grand prize. And then if you win the grand prize, they'll call you up and let you know as well.
Okay, so I don't need an email at this point?
No, you just text state to 95938. That's all you got to do to qualify.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing all week. So I was just because I saw in there that you had to have an email, so I wasn't sure.
I mean,
I'm
if
certain
they
you're
need
gonna
it,
win.
they'll ask it. Yeah,
You're gonna win
could
too.
go
You
sign
got
up
it. This
for
is
the-
all you.
The KFMA text crew. That's all it is.
Oh, signing up for the KFMA
you
text
can
group?
do that. You don't need
Well,
to.
I can give you my number, and you can make me win, and then I can pay you later.
No,
Fuck
you
no.
can't do
First
that.
off, that sounds like extra work, and I'm immediately out. So text to win. All right. Good luck, dude.
Okay, thanks.
No problem.
Oh, I love shooting a shot.
Yeah. Hey, give me a break. Yeah, you could.
Is this a
if
customer
you're
service
not
line
doing
or a
anything-
podcast?
Right. And that's the thing. If you're not just multitasking, doing a podcast / radio show with two of your guests, you could take down go fuck yourself in a nice way. This is cool though. The American Blackened Whiskey from Metallica, which I'm a little thick. It took me about 4 days.
I was going to point out, do you realize that that's Metallica's whiskey blackened?
Took me about 4 days to figure this out, right? Well, and I got a call yesterday from a number that wasn't registered in my phone, and so I didn't answer, right? And then I get a text saying, "Hey, it's Kevin," and that's it. And then I was like, "That still seems like a wrong number. I'm not answering it." I was too stoned.
I know a lot of Kevin.
Yeah. So then he texts me back a couple hours later, beef. And I'm like, oh shit. Now I got to figure out who this Kevin is. And he's like, it's KP. And I'm like, still not helping me out at all. They got nothing. And then he finally said DJ Freight Train. And I'm like, oh shit, DJ Freight Train. Okay, here we go. So I was like, give me a call. So he starts talking to me, and he's a liquor rep, but he talks to me about Metallica. And immediately I'm like, I don't have those tickets. He's like, no, I'm not asking for tickets. He's like, I'm a label rep or, a liquor rep for the Metallica whiskey, the blackened American whiskey. And he's like, I just want to give you some free whiskey. And I'm like, oh yeah. Okay. Fuck yeah. Come by Monday. So he's going to come by Monday. We're going to get a bottle of whiskey. So we're going to be able to taste that on the air. So long story.
No, that's
short.
awesome.
Yeah.
Whiskey in the jar, baby.
Now, Johnny, you're platinum certified. Why do you not have a spirit yet?
Dude, do you want to know? We were working on releasing a beer, like a white label beer, where you basically just work with an existing brewery and kind of come together on a basic taste in South Africa. We were very close to the release. We had 2 sold out shows there in April of 2020. And then obviously everything shut down. So yeah, that's something we've always wanted to do, particularly liquor. I don't know. There's so many good small batch distilleries out here in Austin. I feel like it's something that's always got in the back of our head to try and figure out. But I don't know, dude. I don't know who'd be interested in buying our liquor. They're barely interested in buying our music. So
well, they're streaming
I guess
all day
liquor's
long.
better than music. So you've got that going for it.
Well, you can get the music for free now, but the liquor, you still need to pay for that. So that's why all these artists
I'm
are
going to
going that
pirate
direction.
Metallica's liquor, by the way. I'm getting that shit from LimeWire or Napster or whatever.
You should just grab it and throw a little cinnamon in it, and bam, it's mine.
And it's different.
Yeah. So back to Jay and Leo real quick. So you guys whipped together this a remix, and he's a good dude. He's very charismatic dude too. So what got you excited about this project?
I don't know. I mean, I think they're great musically. We were talking about. We just had them on our podcast this week, and I think they've got everything together. Like the music's there, the looks there, their persona, everything's there. Obviously in this day and age, it's always just a question of can you compete with the other 100,000 songs that come out?
Right.
So just excited to be working with. They feel like they're bubbling on the cusp of something. So we're really excited to be involved. And then, like I said, it was a fun track to work on. Danny and I worked it over at his spot on it. And there's something just for us particularly nice and free working on remixes where we're not as emotionally involved in it, where you can have fun. Whereas our songs, like sometimes it can become too much of a fucking serious experience. And like it was something we're trying to like learn from working on other people's music. Like, okay, let's try and bring some of this like lackadaisical approach to our own music.
Yes, and I think that would be huge. Honestly, you know, sometimes like you guys are such mad scientists. Hold on, I'm going to continue this conversation. Rock 102.1 KFMA. I'm going to play this here in the background so you could hear this because you guys all know this song. This song's "Come With Me Now" by Congos. I got Johnny Congos from the band Congos on the podcast broadcast stream with us. We're good friends and just catching up on all that. And he's been remixing a bunch of our artists. Congos moved from Arizona to Austin because. Yeah, why did you do that? Why did you leave us in Arizona?
Well, we were in LA before that, and then we heard that the coolest LA thing to do was to move to Austin, and we wanted to stay hip with the cool kids, so we did that. No, I mean, the short answer is I had a baby, and when we found out my wife was pregnant, we were in LA. It was the middle of the pandemic. Like, you're locked down. We're like, this is just not going to be doable. And then plus we can't afford to do anything in LA. Like, it's one thing trying to be like a young band making it out there, but we got kids, and you know, like it just made more sense. Her family's from Texas originally, and you know, Austin's a good spot in terms of like music and the scene here to do.
Well, yeah, on behalf of all Arizonans, actually, thank you for helping piss off Texas by being one of the Los Angeles transplants to Texas during the COVID era. You know, they were all mad. All these Californians.
It's funny, man, because you moved to Austin and it might as well, like half of it might as well be LA. Like literally you're going down the streets. Wow. It's the same stores, like Sweet Green Salad and like all the same yoga places. And like I had a neighbor tell me, like ask me where I was from. And I said, like, well, we came from Phoenix because we stopped over in Phoenix for about a year, had the baby.
Yeah,
and so I said Phoenix.
He's like, well, as long as from Phoenix.
Yeah, and he said, well, at least it's not California. And I was like, well, before that it was LA. And he's like, well, as long as you didn't bring your politics with you. And I was like, dude, I did. And you know what my politics are? 100% nihilism, so don't worry about it.
Nihilism. All right, I'll allow it. Yeah, as long as you don't vote blue. Yeah. It's amazing. So we're talking about the Congos have been busy at work always. You know, there are four brothers who were born. I made this joke to their dad time and time again. I've probably said the joke a million times. When the doctor came out and said, congratulations, it's a boy, John Congos, the father of the four brothers, are like, no, that's a drummer, and no, that's a bass player, no, that's a guitarist, right? And so all four of these brothers are multi-instrumentalists, and you know, they grew up having access to studios because John Congos was like an engineer on Def Leppard's Pyromania. Like they have the expertise, so they're all like great engineers and producers as well, and they've been producing and remixing different artists out in Austin, Texas. And it's a different dynamic. And we're going to talk about that dynamic more in detail on the podcast broadcast with Johnny Congos. So you can join us, youtube.com/beefvegan, and then we'll have your beef tip after these words. Stick around. All right. So what I was going to say, and I was playing Come With Me Now in the background the entire time. I just didn't want to get booted off the stream or have to pay you a penny.
A penny would be nice for that.
Yeah, it's about 1/200th of a penny.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I'll play it 3 more times. But yeah, I think this is great too because you're taking yourself out of essentially your heart too much into the project and taking a funner approach, lackadaisical approach. I think is great for recording and writing. In a lot of ways, because you know how many times you hear the stories. Like, I'll give you 2 examples off the top of my head. I think one, let's say Alt J. Now I know, you know, Alt J, you're not necessarily the biggest fan of. I was a fan of Alt J. Their biggest fucking popular single on radio was Left Hand Free. You know the story behind that?
There's the one that goes nah, 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 nah. That one.
Was on my left hand free. They all sound like Adam Sandler. Right. I'm going to give you an example, and this is as tried and true as an example. This and there's a couple examples off the top of my or that they're escaping me, but this song.
Right.
All right, so that's the example. So that song, all right, not Breeze Blocks, not any thing off an Awesome Wave. This was a follow-up record, and the record itself was kind of like a bust compared to their initial debut, right? But that song, the biggest charting single they ever had. Now, that song wasn't initially on their album. They submitted their album to the label. The label's like this cliche saying, I don't have a fucking single. There's no single here. I need you to give me a single. Right. And begrudgingly and with a little bit of resentment, they said, well, then fuck you. We're going to do something that we think is dumb. We'll just rip off the Black Keys. And that's exactly what they did. That's essentially like a Black Keys inspired throwaway, but boom, cranked it out. Biggest single, boom. And there you go. So not saying you should rip off the Black Keys. I'm saying sometimes when you take a different
Jack
approach
White to do that for us.
Yeah, no, that's the Black Keys. Yeah,
no, listen,
Jack White. Go ahead.
The Black Keys invented the blues, is all I'm going to say.
Hot takes for Johnny Platinum certified.
No, yeah, listen, I totally, I get what you're saying, and it's very valid because sometimes you have no idea what's going to work and what's going to click with people. Other times you do, and then no one agrees with you until 5 years later, and you're finally proven right. But
right.
it's such a crapshoot. I mean, it's not just that. It's a story, I think, of a lot of bands. There's a lot of bands that have known, like, even, we've talked about this, but one of the people that worked our song at radio way back in the day also worked Tame Impala Elephant, Elephant's
right.
song, right? For 2 years. Trying to convince the world that this was going to be a hit. And now, you can't even do a festival without Tame Impala headlining it.
That's true. The same thing with AWOL Nation Sale. I was playing that song for almost 14 months before radio finally picked it up. And then it was on every radio station.
Yeah, I mean, and now I think all that's happened, that's changed, is now the labels are sitting around like trolls scrolling TikTok, waiting for something to blow up so they can pounce on it and, gobble up like 50% of the profits for waiting for a trend to click.
I feel like a lot of industries are kind of do that. A lot of industries have no patience. They want, even wrestling, they just want a superstar.
Yeah.
You got to invest in it.
When we were talking with Upsal a couple months ago, she basically stated the same thing, where the industry doesn't know what the fuck they're doing right now, and they are kind of just trolling TikTok, and they're just like, keep creating content and putting your songs on TikTok and show me what a hit is, because they don't even know what a hit is anymore. They don't even know
I saw
what
some
the
video.
definition.
It was probably on TikTok that I saw this. Some artist saying like, my latest marketing meeting with the label, and it's literally just a dude going, can you make more TikToks?
Yes.
Can you make more TikTok? Like, that's their marketing plan a lot of times. And look, it works, because you see some of these, like this rapper NLE Choppa that we just interviewed. I don't think he was a TikTok thing. He may have been. I'm not sure the exact origin, but like when it works, holy shit, does it work? Because people are going so giant. But obviously that's like the tiny exceptions of who's clicking. The rest of it is just people like us posting videos going like, I've been shadow banned, like by nothing.
Yeah.
The shadow ban. Oh my god.
But you're right about that. I mean, Mother's a prime example of that. You don't know when it's going to work and what project it's going to work on. And they went viral on TikTok really during a lull where they were going to kind of take a break. And then
it was like an old album, right? From 2008, I think, or something
2000,
like that.
I think it was 2008. You're correct. It was Oh My Heart. It was the album that I fell in love with. It was playing the shit out of it and built them up in Phoenix over. But that was the record. And so then they had to do like a remake of sorts, doing Hayloft 2, a song that was almost 15 years old for them. But yeah, and then since then they've been doing festivals and selling out shows, across the pond and all through the United States. And so,
dude, when TikTok 3 is happening in like 2065 and we're all dead, we're gonna blow up. 1929 Part 2. One of my favorite albums that we've done, not clicking with anybody. I mean, not clicking, but like, nothing big happening. 2065 is our year, man.
Whatever TikTok comes out of the fire when the world ends.
Exactly.
Because that's the only thing that's going to survive is social media somehow.
Probably.
Yeah.
All of our personalities reborn out of the ashes.
Oh, God.
That's true. That's true. But you stream that, and I'll tell you what. I put together a podcast with music on Spotify now. I just started this, like my best of the week, and I mix in songs. So I'll feature songs from 1929 Part 2, sprinkle in
Or
there,
3,
and I'm sure
whatever. I picked a number for comic effect.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll go all 3. I'll do 1, 2, and 3, and do a single thing sprinkle throughout there, and then you'll go instantly viral, and then platinum
well,
again.
I mean, there does seem to be a common
Yeah.
factor. Like people should listen to what you're calling.
Yeah.
Like you've done it too many times now for it to just be like I feel like anyone can predict a hit like once or a band that's got some fire on them. But you've done it several times in very not obvious situations. It's not like you're hanging out in West Hollywood or, like where things kind of like there's a lot more opportunity for things to blow up. You're in Phoenix, which is not where people typically think, oh, the next star is coming out of Phoenix. And you've done it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then even with like Mother, dude, like they were not struggling, but they were like, they opened for us. Actually, now that I say that, I think the secret is to open for us and then just become way, way bigger than us. We did Sir Sly, Mother. Like I can name a bunch of bands that have just gone bigger.
keep going. Let's. Well, yeah, no, that's funny. I appreciate that, and I've been trying to convince my managers of that too. So meanwhile they're like, shut up and play Poison. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
okay, yeah.
Again?
Here's the Scorpions.
Yeah, here's the fucking Scorpion.
Have you listened to that track we did with Max as Chevy Mustang called "Man in the Middle" with K-Fed? Have you ever heard that?
You have their line track?
We did a track. That project we were working on with Max Collins from Eve 6. We had a project we were working on with him and Kenny called Chevy Mustang. And I think you've heard some of those tracks.
Yes, I do.
We did one where we
absolutely
got K-Fed on it. And it's called Man in the Middle. And it's about exactly what you're talking about. It's about managers getting in the middle of things and just like standing in between, what's destined to be great. You could play that one on the stream and no one's pulling that down.
Yeah, Johnny Congo's talking about a project they did with Kevin Federline, Britney Spears, baby daddy, was it Chevy?
Chevy Mustang, which is a project we had going with Max Collins from Eve 6.
Yes, and Max is he's the one that's running the Eve 6 Twitter page too, right?
Yeah.
He
blew up crazy just from that one tweet, which was a great tweet,
Yeah. No, he actually, for a second there was like the king of Twitter and basically skyrocketed his band back in the conversation just based off his Twitter game, So yeah, okay, I'll check out that song, Chevy Mustang, K-Fed. What was K-Fed like to work with?
Well, honestly, it was right in the middle of the pandemic, so everything was remote. Like he just sent us some bars and like a video that we cut in and spliced it. We had to do that because we did another track with Chevy Mustang that Evan Rachel Wood was on. And dude, you want to talk about like a profession, like another level of professionalism? Like when you're used to working with alternative musicians and you do stuff, everything's always like a little, I don't know, unimpressive. I'm like throwing myself into that also. She had like a little thing where she shows up on a FaceTime screen. We were going to cut her into the video, do the best we could during the pandemic. She sent us
Hold on. Let me interrupt real quick because I got to wrap up the FM side. I'd like to thank you guys for listening. We are going to go a little overtime with Johnny Congos and Todd Marley on the podcast broadcast stream, youtube.com/beefvegan. We'll see you this weekend at the Tucson Roadrunners games. Thank you, Powers. Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you guys for listening. And as always, drive safe, ride safe, and rock local. Later. Robin Nash is up next. Enjoy.
When you wake.
All right, clear. I still got my outro. Sorry, continue. So Evan Rachel Wood.
Doing the best we can to try and cut her into the video. It's a track called "Can I Be Your Friend" with Chevy Mustang. So she sent us, I don't know, like 20 different takes for her little part. It was just a tiny little part, like 20 different takes that she shot herself because like everyone was just sitting in their apartments or their houses at the time. And they were so fucking good. You're like, okay, it's like such a different level when you're working with an actor that's, a fucking really great actor doing next level shit, that for her, it was just like, oh, this is like the standard. We're like, we're an alt rock band. You literally could have just like said hi on your phone, and we'd be like, oh, thank you.
Yeah. No, she's
We'll
like,
put it on
no,
the
I'm
album
gonna go
twice.
pro.
Yeah.
And I love her. So that's amazing too. And that's part of the Chevy Mustang project as well. Just
Yeah,
her
well,
like dropping in, doing cameos.
She dropped into that song "Can I Be Your Friend." Check it. You'll watch the video. It's a funny ass video, dude. The Chevy Mustang was like the most fun we've ever had, I think, ever working on music.
And you still talk with the lead singer of E6? You guys do anything
Yeah,
else?
definitely. It's like a timing thing. Like, he's obviously busy doing his thing. We live in Austin now, so it's a little harder to kind of get things happening. But we've got almost 2 albums worth of material with him. I'm sure we'll put some stuff out soon. It's just been like trying to figure out the timing of when to do it. It was like, fucking, I don't know, man. I felt like it was destined to be a success. It just never clicked. It almost, I know it sounds like conceited, but I feel like it's fucking too smart and funny for things. I don't know. That could, I know that sounds like an arrogant thing to say, but I genuinely feel that way about it.
That is 100% factual. There's very much a thing being too smart. That's always my argument too. Of that I've tried to get jobs. There's scientific studies have proven the smarter you are, the less people like you. With art, the smarter it is, the less people understand it. So yes, it can absolutely be too smart. The joke can easily go over people's heads. But in my job interview, and you guys could use this as well, I said, based off scientific studies proving that the smarter you are, the less people like you, I have a Kelso theory. I also believe that the opposite is true. The dumber you are, the more people will. And that's why I say Kelso, right? Like you think typical sitcoms, it's always like the airhead, the ditz. That is the most popular character. And then with that theory, I should be amazingly successful, because I'm so dumb. And that's the Kelso theory. Let me ask you one artist question, then we'll wrap it up. I know he has the voice track and we got to get going, and we'll do this again. So with all the people that you've been working with and stuff, are you finding that, your influences, new influences coming in, and also changing some of the things that you like and taking those influences from those artists you're working with into new musical directions for you and the boys?
Do I'd say that we take more from all the people we've been working with, more than like specific musical ideas, is just approaches to things. Like, for instance, working with Max was one of the most greatest learning experiences I had, because when we would write songs together, like he had such an open flow to his thoughts in terms of writing lyrics, that he would just let words go where they wanted to go, and we would get somewhere. Because I often do the opposite. I'm too thoughtful about things, trying to make everything make sense. And occasionally that works, but so I learned a lot about just being like a free flow of like almost stream of consciousness thing. So it's like taking approaches is more what we've learned, because musically speaking, like I feel like we still draw on our same influences of a lot of like world music and like old obscure African recordings, or like I've been recently into listening to a lot of like Colombian cumbia music. So that's where we draw, I think, from more musically. But then, like I said, the approach of various artists who we've worked with has been really enlightening,
That flow of consciousness, I think, is definitely the way to do it. So there's 2 prime examples of this. And obviously the rhythmic style of Congos is very worldly, and that's what sets them apart from a lot of other bands. Makes them so fantastically engaging to audiences all over the world. But the flow of consciousness songwriting approach to two notably large and successful songwriters does this. Sia has done this. Mm-hmm. She'll go into the record. She'll hear the record for the first time and just sing out a bunch of gibberish, just riding the beat based on how she feels. Her first instinct, and then she'll go back, listen to it, and fill in the words. Anthony Kiedis of the Red Hot Chili Peppers does the exact same thing. Rick Rubin has stated this in a recent interview, his flow of consciousness approach. So if you ever find yourself kind of fucking stumped on a lyrical direction, or at least a cadence or a rhythm, or, like a rhyme scheme of how you're going to do it, get high and drunk and then just go in the studio and let it flow and don't even worry about words, and see if you could catch a beat enough to be able to fill in the blanks like a Mad Lib.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a totally valid approach. We've done it. Sometimes you need like you get amazing ideas poorly executed. So you come back the next day, clean up or rearrange and be like, so it's a great like finding ideas thing. Unless you're Drake and you just talk a bunch of shit into the microphone and release it the next day.
Yeah.
It's new 70 song album of same old bullshit.
Yeah. Same old bullshit. Still cashing checks though, and blowing money and never running out of money.
Listen, this like people are making lots of money from music. You know, like lots of people make money. Arms dealers make money. That's not the be all and end all.
That's true. Well, I mean, Drake's making all the money in the music industry. That and Taylor. All right. Well, we got to get out of here, Johnny. I love you, brother. Todd, thank you for just popping in and watching.
I was here the whole time.
Yes, ran out of time for your segment. We'll do that on Monday. And thank you guys for watching. Yeah, we got to get Powers out of the studio. I love your studio setup here, Johnny. And I'm probably gonna hit you up or have my engineer hit you up to ask you a couple tricks of the trade, dude, because we got to get our studio up to grade. Yeah, thanks, guys. We'll
thanks, man.
Check out.
I'll talk to you soon.
Johnny Congos is my stream daddy. Yes.
Yeah.